Who's it?
Jerry, welcome. I am your host for the Roundtable. If you don't know me, I won season 1, and I was 4th place on All Stars. I was robbed a little bit, but it's fine. Anyway, I'm here to help you all decide who is going to win this season. Round of applause for the final 3, please. Period.
I did it in person, my bad.
No, you're good. Thank you for the help. Anyway, how is everyone's night going? Crickets.
Not bad. It's been pretty good. Pretty good day. Pretty good night. You know?
Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has been chill, I guess.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the final 3, weigh out the pros and cons of each of their games, and y'all just let me know what you think about them. We're gonna start with Nathan. So let's go ahead and jump in with the. You know what? I want some drama to start it off, get y'all going. So let's start about the cons of his game. What was bad? What did he do wrong?
I don't think he realized he was in a game.
Oh wow.
And what makes you say that?
He was very clueless from time to time and didn't really know where people stood at anything, and he just felt like he was just here to be here.
I think I can't remember who it was that it was one of my nominations, but after it happened, Nathan walked into my one-on-one and was like, "Robin, I thought this was a vets versus newbies thing. What's going on?" And that stuck with me a good bit. I'm not sure how serious he was, but what you were saying, Hunter, made me think of it.
Let me say some good things about Rob or Nathan.
Are we done talking?
I think he had good. Let me go. I think he had good internet connection. I think he has relatively fast fingers. That's why he won comps.
Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of we all hate Nathan vibe.
No, we love Nathan.
No. We love Nathan.
Player, he's serious. Yeah.
So say something good about him.
I told you he hasn't that good Wi-Fi.
Nathan is really good when he needed himself to be good. He's won the comps when he needed to at the end here, and that's he was literally all alone. Me and Dre were gone, and so yeah, he literally basically has to win his way to final 3, and he did. So that's very commendable, in my opinion.
So are any of you rooting for him at this current moment?
Oh yeah, totally.
No boots.
I mean, I rooting for him as a person, but he's the bottom of the line of who I think I would give my vote to.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
And I will say, to his not detriment, whatever the opposite of detriment is, I will say we did have a connection, so it's not like he was just totally out of it with everyone. Me and him at least did have some former relationship, and I'd have been willing to go to final 2 with him if possible. So I think he was willing to play the game. It's just the game he was playing just wasn't a good one. But it's just I just don't really respect the underdog comp beast type bitches. I don't respect it. I don't plan on voting for him, but I still like him. So shout out Nathan.
So is there anything Nathan can do at this point to get any of your votes? Because from what I'm hearing, it seems like he's at the bottom of all your lists.
Maybe Nathan, if he were to win, maybe if he won final HOH and then cut Swan and gave a really, really, really good final 2 speed.
Cut
it
Swan?
Gave I don't know, next level, but it's not giving that. So
I feel like Nathan is very persuasive when he's going all out or being over the top. Or maybe not persuasive. Nathan's really charming to me. You talk to him and you just want to be on his side, I guess, or you want to keep talking to him. And I feel like if he's get up here and giving a speech, I feel like he's gonna have a really good speech if he plays into his charismatic strengths. So that could probably get me to vote him, assuming something like that happens.
Me personally, I disagree with Zeeves here. I think he should cut Vlyn if he wins final HOH over Swan. So if it's him and Swan final 2,
did I say cut Swan?
Yeah, you said cut Swan.
I misspoke. I meant cut Vlyn, obviously.
Okay, that's what I was what? Yeah, that would be the only big move that he would have made. But he's good at speeches, I guess. Entertaining speeches, I'll say. Game related stuff, I mean, he's gonna have to pull it out of his ass though to really explain the moves, other than just winning to keep himself safe. That's all.
So I'm not sure which one of you said it, if it was Hunter or Zeeves, but someone mentioned that all he knew how to do was win competitions, which is an interesting topic to bring up. So why do you guys think competitions are not valued as much when making your decision of who should win?
That was Zeus.
I just feel like personally, Big Brother to me has always been a social game. Like it's been a game like who can like. I'm not impressed if you're like a fast typer or you're good at jigsaw puzzles. Like that's not what I came to Big Brother for. I want to see your social and strategic acumen, and like it's cute that you got good internet connection, fast ping or whatever. But like I want to see you play Big Brother, not like the challenge. So yeah.
But don't you think competitions help you leverage yourself in the game and position yourself in a way to win?
No, I think competitions are vital and very important, and I can respect that someone use competitions like to their advantage. But if all you have is competitions, I just don't respect that. I feel like competitions should be. I feel like the foundation of your game should always be social and strategic, and then competitions can kind of be like the layering, the icing on the cake that really helps bring it home. But like if all you are is competitions, I just don't respect that personally. But that's me.
And I don't think Nathan proved that he leveraged anything with the
Yeah,
win.
no.
So you think he just won competitions but didn't do much with those competition wins?
Well, he was a bit put against a wall. He didn't have anything else going for him, I guess.
To do right.
I will say, and this is a little bit unfortunate on Nathan's part, the week 2 veto that he won, that could have positioned himself really well depending on what he did with it. And personally, I thought he was going to use it on you, Robin, but obviously nothing ended up happening from it because, Clash got expelled. But I think the game would have been a lot different for him if that didn't happen. And he used it on you, I think, Robin, which I'm pretty sure he was going to. And then that would have showed his social side more. Yeah.
So I feel like that would have definitely changed the trajectory of the game, because like if he started getting dragged into all the shenanigans I was doing, that probably wouldn't have been too good for him.
And I also think he didn't keep his option open, I feel. Like I begged this dude to play with me and he didn't do shit. So I begged every single week. So
I had to inform him that there were vets in the game. He didn't know that there were vets in the game. I literally told him, he's like,
I
what?
feel like this can be true.
I want to believe that it's not true, but at the same time, he's giving me no reason not to believe that he didn't know.
Well, he did also. Oh, go ahead, Dre.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say it's hard to understand which side of him is true or not. I feel for me at least, I don't know what's an act and what's real.
Very good point. Well, Nathan also used a few sponsorships in this game. He had the comp rerun and the co-HOH. Do you think he used those successfully?
But he didn't use the co-HOH, right?
He didn't.
Well,
yeah,
do you think
that's gonna be something I brought up? He had told me he had a final 2 with Swan, and that's the main reason I think he didn't use the co-HOH. I don't understand why he would want to go to final 2 with Swan. I think that's a weak point in the game. Like, there's no way in which you ever win against Swan, realistically. Which was another thing that I tried to tell him. I left final 6. Okay, so final 7, when he won HOH, right? I begged and pleaded that he put up Swan because I felt like Swan was better connected, and that it made more sense to Swan or whoever else that Swan could go. But he just swore he's Swan's my boy, Swan's my boy. He swore that Swan was good for his game. When I took this off, he's now we could be not necessarily true. I don't know. You use the 1 power well, I guess, but that's not that impressive. You just kind of use a power to win HOH. I wouldn't say it's anything crazy.
I mean, I do think it's impressive he even won those powers in the first place, because at least with me, he got coins out of me a good bit. I guess he was good enough that on that front at least.
And he got coins from you, Hunter, right?
Yeah. I gave all my tokens to him when I got evicted. That's why he won that following audition, is because I gave him I don't know, was it like 60 or something? It was something like that. He got that much, and that's where he got the co-HOH. And personally, he should have used co-HOH, even if he thought he had a final 2 with Swan. So, oh well.
Yeah, I don't understand this move to not do anything with it. Just
I don't
use it
either.
for the show at worst.
Exactly, and yeah,
He just didn't want to get Swan mad, I think.
yeah, he was so, I guess, loyal to that final 2 with him, but where if he genuinely believed any 3 of those were his final 2, they'd be stupid. Like, they would only take him because he's an easy beat. That's all.
Also, I just want to mention Ari is typing if everyone is looking at that as well, but I will just point on the fact that she said he had a final 2 with her as well. Did any of you have a final 2 with him?
With Nathan, I believe, right?
Oh yeah, I had a final 2 with him.
Kind of, sort of.
I did once Dre left, but like it was more so he was like, "Oh, dude, we are final 2. We are final 2." He was just kind of throwing it on me, so I was like, "Okay, I guess," you know.
Interesting.
He told me. I can't remember what he asked me for one, like formally, but he was like, really, it was like really him pushing it, if I remember right. I might be wrong, but so similar with me.
All right. Well, I think we've discussed the pros and cons enough of his game. Does anyone else have any final comments on him before we move on?
I'll say a pro because it feels very negative towards him. He has done really well to stay alive in the game, even though he's had a very messy gameplay overall and very loose mouth, from what I have gathered. So the fact that he's in the final 3 is something that shouldn't be disregarded. And if he does win the final 3 HOH and he has a good speech, then there's potential there. But yeah, that's all.
Speaking from experience in this org series specifically, in season 1, I had my back against the wall too. So I understand his struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck to him. Moving on, let's talk about Swan. I know he has some friends here in the jury. But just Nathan, I want to talk about what was wrong with his game first, if there is any points to make. So if anyone wants to start.
I want to start.
Oh, go right ahead.
Okay. All right. My main thing, he did not cut Blinn final 6, and he will lose because of that. 100% his biggest mistake. Right there, and he's guaranteed probably second place, but he's not winning.
So do you see Blinn as the front runner right now?
Oh, 100%. A blind person can even see that.
I'm crying.
So if he does cut Blinn at final 3, would that rectify the mistake in your eyes?
I mean, yeah, it would. But still, I don't see him winning the final 3 HOH at all.
Honestly,
it's a toss
for
up,
me, I think it's a... Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead. I think I interrupted you.
Just going to say that I feel like final HOH can be a toss up. But with Nathan there, maybe not. But, you know.
Yeah. If I were to say mistakes, I don't know if we start on pros or cons, but I start with cons. I feel like sometimes, I obviously don't have a full scope of his game, but sometimes when just backwards against the wall, he seems to kind of like not crumble, but like almost give up too much. Like, so I'll use Dre's HOH week in particular. So Dre had one HOH. I think he was like afraid or whatever, since Dre was like kind of like holding people at gunpoint, like, bitch, give me information. So he like immediately gave all like information to Dre. And then, okay, he did that. But then, like, I like said hi to him like a couple of days later, maybe, and he like immediately told me, "Oh, by the way, I like spilled everything to Dre about like that little about me like ruining the back door from like the week before." And I was like, I didn't really even necessarily ask for all that, but I feel like he just kind of like whenever he's like in a position of like stress or whatever, he like kind of maybe crumbles a little bit. And so then I was obviously able to use that against him and get him on the block. Obviously, it all ended up working out for him. Like, he didn't go home, but I feel like that could be something where it's like maybe you're almost too kind of weak when like not in a power position.
Interesting. Anyone else?
I can't think of anything to say that hasn't already been said.
Okay, well, what about the good things about his game? What did he do right? What did he do successfully?
he's very charismatic. Really makes you like want to work with him. And I think he was like active enough and fostering good enough relationships that he was kind of like set for a lot of the early game, which I think was pretty good of him.
I think he had the benefit of knowing a few people in the house, but overall, like even me, I didn't know him, and I still wanted to work with him. I will say though, on my HOH, I was going to put him up if that power didn't happen. But he is Swan. I was going to put Swan up on my HOH over your power reviews. But anyways, he's very easy and nice to talk to, and you feel safe talking to him, at least from what I believe. Yeah, like literally what Ari said.
Yeah, Ari mentioned he has strong relationships with nearly everyone in the game at some point and played the middle very well. Did any of you feel like he wasn't close with you guys?
No, I definitely felt close to him. I wouldn't necessarily fully agree that he played the middle extremely well. I would say personally, I feel like everyone kind of knew. Like I feel like part of playing the middle is like not having everyone know you playing the middle, and I feel like everyone knew he was playing the middle, like mostly him and Leah. I can say like personally in my like chat like relatively early, I was like, okay, I can tell Swan's a good player, and then like me and Hex would like talk about it in our alliance chat about like how obvious it is that like that him and Leah are like they're in competitions and like trying to play everyone. I will say it did like turn out well for him, obviously. But like for example, like Hunter said, if I didn't have that power, if I didn't like happen to just get that power that worked out well for me, there could have been a very like high chance that he was going home at final, whenever it was when Hunter was putting him up.
Yeah,
so
it would have
like,
been between you and him.
Yeah, and I feel like at that point I'm pretty sure he was going home. So I feel like Hex would have kept me. I think Dre, Robin, maybe even Danielle would have done me. So I think at that point he could have been like gone had that not happened. So I feel like there was like some luck in it. He still like played it relatively well, but it wasn't like all like perfect gameplay.
I will say though, Blinn is good at misting people. Dre. So
Shut up.
Blinn could have convinced people to evict you over Swan. But yeah, I was throwing that out there. Just wanted to
I don't
dig
know
at
about
Dre a little
that
bit.
one though.
I don't know. You know a thing too about his missing, so
If you would have put Swan up, you and I, we would have to vote out Swan because we would have burned him.
I wouldn't have had to because I don't think it would have been it wouldn't have been a tie. Well, maybe it would have been a tie. I don't know. I would have voted out Swan though if it did come down if there was a tie in the vote because I put him up as a renom.
Yeah.
Hunter, you mentioned Swan succeeded or did well because he knew a couple people coming into the game. Do you think he would have done as well if he had not known those people?
I think he would have done as well. It's just that he already knew those people, so like immediately he was going to be pretty much ride or die with them till the end. If he didn't, then say like I don't know, like anybody else, like Nathan, me, Dre, so anybody he didn't know, he may have been closer with them. But the fact that he knew those people, he immediately was like, "Oh, you're my ride or die. Even if I get close to them, don't matter. You guys are it." So that's
Ari mentioned that she actually did not know him coming into this.
well, okay. I don't know. I'm reading what I'm just. That's what Robin told me in my goodbye message. So,
for me, oh, sorry.
Robin,
you can go, Dre.
Sorry. I was just gonna say for me, Swan is pretty middle of. Are you okay, Hunter?
Yeah, I was just reading what Ari said.
I was just gonna say that Swan is pretty middle of the road in terms of like trustability for me. Like week 1, he was so wishy-washy, even though it was a misunderstanding, and the way he reacted and everything, I didn't trust him after that. And he was not able to really gain my trust until like Zeeves completely exposed him. So I don't know if he was that good to just regain broken trust, I feel.
Yeah, he did draw a line in the sand week 1, I will say.
Just to circle back really quick, Robin, can you confirm or deny that you spread misinformation about this?
Yeah,
thank you for the answer to that.
Okay. In my defense, like my mind was like, oh, Ari is in the Rewind server. That's the org Swan host. She played. Boom. They've known each other for years, and for some reason, I guess I just deluded myself into believing it at some point.
Yeah, we all know you like to make up conspiracy theories.
Okay. Cut me some slack. I mean, I was almost right about
That's
Glenn and
this
Swan.
liar. You don't play. Dude, Robin, you're catching strays out here.
Really quickly, actually, Ari mentioned another good point. Swan's likely to be in the final two no matter what, according to her. Do you guys think that is a testament to his game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boots.
100%.
I will say, I feel like, so I think he knew Robin, right? Like he knew you, right, Robin?
What was that?
Swan and you knew each other beforehand, right? Or
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
you and Swan knew each other.
Oh yeah, I literally just played in his org. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying I know he knew Robin and he knew Robin, and I'm pretty sure him and Glenn literally like met in real life. I don't think I made that up. I'm pretty sure Glenn told me that. I think they like run like the same circles, little gay Cali circle, whatever. And I will say, I think his best game move to me probably would be the creating the week 2 like immediate bomb with Glenn. I feel like a lot of his like moves, or like a lot of ways in which he's been able to position, have largely been because of like his game relationship with Glenn. I think he like was able to keep that relatively covert. It became obvious, of course, like towards the end game. But I feel like if I feel like I like personally knew that he had he was as close with Lynn as he was, I like definitely would not have kept him against Leah that one time. So I feel like that's also like I think that was a pretty important part of the game.
For me, I knew since like day 2 that they were close.
Yeah.
Well, we could use that as a segue to talk about Vlyn, but really quick, since we did touch on Nathan's sponsorships, I want to talk about Swans.
What was it again?
Yeah, what was his sponsorship? Oh, he got a block of vote, right?
I'd rather not talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, well.
Vote blocker. Yeah, he could have used that as well to get Vlyn out and cut him final 6, but he didn't, and he will regret that mistake till he.
No, he used it to get me out. Week
he used
before.
it to get you out. I know, and like that was stupid. Oh, that was when Ari won the first situation, right?
Oh, so
yeah. But yeah. No, still, he could have used it to ensure Vlyn got out, but he didn't. So,
even something I'm confused about is if he even needed to use it to get Zeeves out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not.
I think Vlyn would have voted me out regardless, but I think Vlyn just wanted the brownie points and not voting me out because he probably thought I would have been like bitter or something. So he's like wanted to go ahead and use it. But yeah, I don't think it would have mattered personally.
Yeah, purely jury management, which is funny because Swan was trying to help Vlyn's game there. It's just funny because, and that also brings me into a negative on Swan's game. I think he's been in service to Vlyn and not more so himself. I think he's followed a lot of what Vlyn has said than making things of himself. So that's another prime example right there.
Well, yes, to that point, Ari mentions that there has to be something said about loyalty as well, because clearly they are together, right? So some people value loyalty quite a bit. So maybe, perhaps, it's not seen as him just doing what Vlyn wants, but rather he just has loyalty to someone and he doesn't want to break that.
And that's good, and I understand that. But at some point, you have to realize Vlyn has won this game before. He is playing an amazing game before. He is the biggest threat to your game. Why are you keeping him till final 3? It makes no sense. And also, why are you helping his game as well by using that vote blocker? It's mind-boggling in my opinion. Of just, you would also boost up your resume because you can make that argument. You got Vlyn out. Oh, you understand. Oh, but you don't want to be the new Vlyn, dude. It'll be final 5. You don't have like the whole house coming after you. Like there's like 4 other people, and like 2 of them, Nathan and Ari, trust you a lot. Like, come on, be for real now. Like, get him out.
He knew that he had the final 4 veto, so he knew that he had the veto. So that for me, that's just crazy that he kept him there.
I know in his goodbye message, But actually, did he mention it? I'd imagine that, like, by sending Vlin out, Vlin would pass that to someone else.
So he would have given it to Ari, right?
Maybe.
Probably.
So one would be fine there.
Because Ari says that Vlin wanted to get Nathan out. He wouldn't have given it to Nathan. It would have been maybe you, Zeeves, or Ari.
Yeah.
But at that, but like as we saw, Vlin had the Final Four POV regardless. So like, realistically, Swan could be sitting here right now with us if the whole, like it like, what are you doing? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, beforehand, I was like, I did respect Swan's game a lot, but now I'm sitting here and thinking about it. I think he was content with losing to Vlin at Final 3. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's either afraid of ever come Vlin, or he was like, okay, if Vlin gets me out, that's fine. That's what it sounds like to me.
He doesn't have the cojones to do a big move.
Right.
Well, okay. I guess let's move on to the star of the show, apparently, Vlin. You guys seem to have a lot of positives to say about his game. Shut the fuck up. So let's start off with the negatives of his game. What did Vlin do wrong in your eyes?
Ooh, I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
Okay, what I think he did wrong, he tried to play Mr. Nice Guy a lot. And in doing so, it can make a lot of bitter jurors. Like with me, he played that whole, I didn't really know to pick you. I just picked you in the double eviction HOH, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, just own up to it. You are a target for me. So just own up to it. Like, that's what I literally had to call him out on it. Just like, dude, I put up Hex. You guys are clearly somewhat of a duo. I'm obviously targeting you guys. Like, let's just cut the BS. And then same thing with Uzis. He tried to get Swan. Well, he did get Swan to the vote blocker. He's just playing too cautious of a jury management that he's not going to own up to his stuff unless he does in his final 2 speech, which then completely negates everything I'm saying. But to an extent, regardless, he will need to own up to his game.
Yeah, I would say socially and strategically, he played really well. His biggest sin to me is just being corny in general. I just feel like his little goodbye message. He was like, "Oh well, I had a final 3, or I had a final 3 of both you and Hex, and then Swan and Ari, and I really couldn't decide what to do." But then when I had learned that Ari had told me that you wanted her to not use Vita, so I could go, I decided to go with Swan and Ari. To me, that's just phony. That wasn't gonna happen, obviously. It's not because anything I did. It's just you realize that Swan and Ari were the better final 3 to go with. And so first try to be I was loyal to you the whole time, but I wasn't loyal until you snaked me. It's well, you weren't loyal to me week 2 when you had that video and you didn't tell me your Hex about it for weeks. So I feel I need him to be upfront and be yeah, I played somewhat of a snaky game. So basically what Hunter said is just don't be the nice guy, be real with him.
I do have a question because you guys mentioned Swan and his possible pregame relationships and what have you. Vlin being a returnee and having played with at least 2 of these people that returned with him, do you think pregame relationships came into play with him?
Of course.
Yes. Are you kidding me? According to Robin, Hex and Vlin were really close on their season. So if you bring somebody back that he's playing with that is already close, I mean, come on now. He's had a huge advantage in that regard.
And honestly, I feel like I had a desire to work with Vlin going into the house because we hadn't 2 times in a row. And we were both repping the same season. I definitely had a lot of good feelings about Vlin early on too, which I think helped him a bit, at least with me.
To be fair, I didn't know Vlin except from reputation. And I also had that incline to just work with him at first. So I guess that helped him.
Yeah, I'll say it most definitely helped him. I'll say me, him, and Hex personally have been friends for years at this point. Where we talk every day almost. He knew Robin, of course. He knew Nathan. It most definitely helped him. So yeah.
And what about his target coming into the game? Do you think it was big and he overcame it, or do you think it just no one really cared that he was a past winner?
I think it was a big target, but a lot of people were blind to it. Instead of targeting him, they ran to him for protection. And me and Dre and maybe I had to convince Nathan, but me and Dre were like the only people. I know. No, actually, no. Dre, you got misted by him. No, I was the only person that I knew that was actively targeting Blinn.
Let me explain this. Like on my HOH, the second one, at first I wanted to nominate everyone. Then I was like, okay, maybe I should do Blinn because you didn't manage to do it the week before. But no one was talking fucking game, and Blinn talked game with me. So that's how he missed me, just because he talked a tiny bit of game. So everyone else sucked. I'm sorry. Blinn did okay.
I think Ari brought up another very valid and good point. That being a returnee in an org is not comparable to real life Big Brother, which is very true because I'm pretty sure all of you have played before, correct?
Not really, no. Yeah, this is my first true org, so.
Okay, well, most of you have played before. So I think just being a returnee in this specific org series, I don't know, in my opinion, doesn't really hold much weight.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Because I feel like with actual Big Brother, like that's just such a niche, different experience to where it's like you can't replicate that in any way unless you're playing Big Brother. Whereas orgs, a lot of times like orgs, you like know relatively what to do if you like play one org to another. I will say in terms of me returning for BBD, I would say the biggest asset to that is just the fact that like we were such a strong community that you were kind of coming in with like close bonds from RIP as a returnee, like how Blinn came in with me and Hex, like we were kind of like the trio from the beginning. But in terms of like actual experience and playing orgs and like how that speaks to you as a player, I wouldn't say like playing BBD twice makes you like leaps and bounds better than anyone like inherently. If that makes sense.
I mean, he's won this before, so there is some merit to his game.
Like Ari said, she has won 3 times before, and she didn't come in with a big target because she didn't win in this specific series.
Yeah, well, I had no clue who anybody was coming into this, so.
Me neither, girl. Me neither. Anyway, more positives about Blinn's game.
He's smart.
Like, I don't know. I can't with him.
He's tenacious.
Yeah.
I guess I will say I feel like he almost kind of played a better job of playing the middle than Swan. I'll say personally, like, if y'all look at postseason and him and Hex's alliance chat, it was like fights every day. Like it was getting personal. Like we were upset because basically we felt like he like didn't want us to play the game. But I feel like he was like doing that purposefully, like trying to, I guess, neutralize us so like he could have more room to maneuver. So I feel like he did do a good job in like, I guess, making everyone feel like comfortable or like putting everyone in position to where he could like best position himself.
But why did you listen?
Exactly.
Again, because in my head, okay, so this is how it's going to work out. I was like, okay, we'll just do this for now. Because the main thing was the fact that you and Drake have the one, or you and Hunter have the one HOH back to back to stress me the fuck out. Like I was like, well, girl, I can't really do much. I'm not going to win an HOH. So like the pre-jury, I was kind of like play like quieter, I guess, and then like post-jury, I was kind of naturally assumed that like, okay, this is the winner. We're gonna get him out. So I assumed like that someone else would deal with him. But then obviously he kind of like got ahead of that and like made sure that wasn't going to happen. But it was just mostly me because I didn't want to like snake him early because that's like my friend or whatever. And then like late game, he kind of like positioned himself to where like, he couldn't get out, you know. So yeah, he's a winner. He's good, I guess. Like I don't know.
I have a question. So him being a winner, do you guys feel more inclined to vote him and reward that, or are you strictly going based off of how he played this game, this season?
So I'm obviously going to strictly just go off how he played the game this season. A part of me though is like, that's boring. We're going to have another winner, lame. But at the end of the day, I don't care. It's based off this season and this season alone. And as of right now, personally, he's the only person that deserves a vote. Well, no, Swan does, but over Swan, he deserves a vote over Swan.
Yeah.
To me, it has an impact, to be fair.
Right.
Because everyone knew coming in that he was the winner. Unlike Ari, that we didn't know. For me, I had no idea, and I didn't care really. But for Blinn, we knew. So we had that information, and we did nothing about it. So for me,
I tried to do something about it.
How we played. Yeah, but you failed.
Yeah, and honestly, I saw his winning game like firsthand, so like I knew what kind of danger he could be.
I feel like personally, you couldn't separate the two. I feel like so much of his game was based off him being like a former winner and him having to play around that. Yeah, just the idea like of being a winner and being a final two in the first place, obviously gonna be like a feather in your cap. But I feel like he also played like a really good game regardless. So it's kind of like both, you know.
All right. Do we have any other final statements about Vlyn before we move on?
Congrats, I guess, you know. Oh, that's off to my mouth. I'm sorry.
He hasn't won yet.
That's terrible. Yeah, he hasn't won yet, but
Vlyn
I
isn't
mean,
over. There are still 2 more competitions left.
that Vlyn will win. So
You're too confident.
Did you guys see who won part 1? I forgot.
We did
wait,
not.
part
Yeah,
1 was
not.
already played?
Let us
Wow.
And
know.
you didn't give us that
I'm not gonna say
information.
nothing.
Okay.
Y'all know
No,
shit.
give us no. You get a live reaction. Tell us part 1 right now. Come on.
Yeah, me.
Do it.
Unfortunately, I cannot do that as there's a gun held to my head.
What?
And
A
if I say it,
cheat.
I will be
Drake,
the heck?
calm down.
Anyway, moving on. So, out of the final 3, we're going to talk about the 3 pillars of Big Brother in my mind: physical, strategy, and social game. Who played the best of each category? We'll start with the physical aspect of it, so the competitions, if you will. In your mind, who do you think played the
They all
best?
played a pretty good physical game, I feel, right? Like they all won something and more than once.
Yes.
It's hard to kind of pinpoint that because I think everybody and their mother knew Swan was throwing comps at the beginning of the season, so we don't fully know his kind of potential there. I mean, he did win a couple and he did do good in a few, but he threw a majority of them. So, yeah.
I feel like I don't know the exact numbers, but physical wins really stand out to me a lot more because I feel like he had a good range of wins, and like his endurance HOH win was really impressive.
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
I'm pretty
Don't remind me.
sure both Vlyn and Nathan won the same amount of competitions.
Vlyn and who?
Nathan.
Yeah, I was gonna say in that case, I feel like Vlin's.
So they won the same amount?
To my knowledge.
I feel like Vlin's wins to me, from what I remember, are like more dominant. But I feel like they both Nathan and Vlyn have won the same amount of competitions. So like it's just a matter of whoever wins this final HOH. I feel like they all did well in comps though.
They
Ari
all
makes a good
had
point.
some clutch wins. All right. What about the strategic aspect of the game?
Vlyn?
That's hard.
Vlyn.
Okay.
I
I mean, come on.
definitely.
An
He
overwhelming
literally
Swan.
had Swan
Sure,
use his
but-
power on him to protect his jury management. Like that alone should just go to tell you he has a good social and strategic game. So
That is a good move of his. Pretty good move.
really, yeah. Even though he
I
had
guess
to see right through it, but at the same time,
Yeah.
the fact that he was able to pull that off alone is just like, wow.
Are there any strategic feats from the other 2 that stick out to you, like Swan and Nathan?
I can't think of any for Nathan. I feel bad saying that.
Just telling the truth.
I mean, yeah.
And I don't
you're
have
not
any room
wrong.
to judge, but
Yeah. If it's your truth, it's your truth.
Hey, Robin, on your end, you made what, Final 5? So you at least did something right.
and he's in final 3. So I guess on the other end, yeah, Nathan had to have done something right strategically. Like he's there, we're not. So he's doing something right.
I guess
True.
one thing I can say is when it was me and Hex on the block, once he put me up, he really wanted me to stay. Obviously, I think I'm staying regardless because like Hex is Hex. But I think he did like go to a couple. No offense to her, it's my sister. But anyways, I think he went to a couple people and like filled Lynn and Hex's like how close they really were. I think like he at least like tried to do like something with that information. Like he like knew how close we all were, and he like waited until like the right moment to spill it. So that's something, I guess.
I feel like on a strategic level, like Swan had some. I think Swan's double eviction formats was pretty good strategy.
Okay. And last but not least, what about the social aspect of the game? And the social aspect also ties into the jury management. So how do you guys feel about them going into the final vote, and how did they play throughout the game socially?
Swan had better social, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Ari says the same thing.
Yeah, like I will say, Vlyn gave me shit for not telling him about noms or anything on my HOH, which like, okay, one, it's my HOH, I don't owe you shit, but also like, I also said, hey guys, it's an endurance. I've been up for so long. I am gonna go to sleep, and he gave me shit for that and everything. And then for the next day, not telling him yada yada. But then he did the exact same thing. So it's like, okay, bud, fuck you, I guess.
But it was payback.
And their jury management, are you guys really like pissed off at anyone? Like you just do not want to vote them for bitter reasons?
They
No.
make fun of me.
Who did?
Lynn did.
Oh, I'll be
Lynn
to
made
that.
fun of me. And Swan too, so fuck them.
Don't worry,
But,
they will be dealt with.
I'll vote for them still because I'm not bitter.
I think Nathan's social game is pretty underrated. Like, he got all those tokens from you, Hunter, when you left the house. So like clearly he was letting you leave the house with like a good opinion of him.
Yeah, and me and Hunter keep rooting for him for the fun of it in the jury house. And
who are you talking about right here? Nathan?
Nathan.
Okay.
And he did not vote for me and tried to get my sympathy, I guess, when I went out. So he's trying.
Yeah, even I voted to a victory, but Nathan had balls and didn't. So
Yeah, he said, and I quote, "I'm not a pussy."
I know I am.
All right. Well, I have one last question, I believe. This final three competition, the final HOH, how it plays out, will it determine how you guys vote? For example, say Swan wins and cuts Vlyn, will that be like a game-winning move? Or if Nathan wins and cuts Vlyn, what do you guys think?
For Swan, it's definitely a game-winning move in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But Nathan is a lot less clear-cut.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly what Robin said. And also,
So-
I see what you're saying, Ari and Zeeves. No, excuse me. I see what you're saying. I'm fake for that. Wow. Okay. I mean, you're not wrong. At the same time, in my defense, if I thought Dre was playing a good game, I was going to cut her at Final 3. So
Okay.
you know that already. You know that already.
I saw this.
Love you though. You're great. You're an amazing person. But
Yeah. Continue.
yeah. Let's forget about that. We're talking about these three people, all right?
Well, I think that's actually it for my questions. Does anyone else have any final statements? Oh, not that.
That was loud.
Ignore that.
The girls are fine.
So no final statements from any of you? No, I'm good.
Okay. I'll throw some final statements, I guess. I don't know. Vlyn, congrats. Swan, you should have had balls. Nathan, you did the best you could. There.
Big words.
Honestly, I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun finale night, no matter what the combination is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
And it seems like you know who won part one. So
I know, but you don't.
if you don't mind, indulging us with this information, then
No, I'm accepting bribes though, but that's all I can say.
I mean,
What's
I got a
your Venmo,
smooth
Ryan?
Benjamin Franklin right here.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Making money.
Yeah, see, Ari said just send you Uber Eats.
Oh, y'all know I'm fat. No, but for real, this was fun. I had a good time hosting the roundtable for you all. I hope it gave you some clarity or things to think about when going into the final vote. And yeah,
I appreciate it.
Claps for